There's little benefit if you do not solve this problem yourself. Consider each man's account and check the facts with the information droid. Once you have gathered all the evidence you think you need, run into the possible scenario with me. And I do know the outcome. There are a couple ways you can do this, but anyway, take this man to the Enclave and deal with this myself. According to the accounts of the participants, these 3 men were here in the field together earlier, before the clouds broke. I find that very odd, for most people would seek shelter indoors when the sky is filled with dark storm clouds, as it was earlier today. That is not the most puzzling aspect of the case. The dead man, Calder Nedic, was shot in the back with a blaster rifle. A rifle was found lying near his body with bloodstains on it. It has been sent back to the Enclave for analysis. 2 other men were found at the scene when I arrived. One was Handen Gould. He was unarmed. The other was Rickard Lcof, who was carrying a hunting laser. Both men say they did not do anything, and that they came across the body, but both also accuse each other. Obviously, there's more to this than we have been told. Is there anything else I should know? There's one last thing. When I arrived, Holden was holding his side, and Rickard was favoring one of his legs. You will do remember this as we progress through the case. Is there anything else you need? I'll remain here while you question the witnesses. This is so interesting, but I remember how it ends, and there's different ways you can end this, too. Yeah. There's different ways you can like end this case, but there's one that gives you the best and the most experience, and I remember how to do it. So hold on. Let me just check out the body. Let's talk to the droid.
Greetings, apprentice. You must be the one Master Baluk has enlisted to help you with this problem. I am an information retrieval droid. I can assist you by accessing the records of both the Jedi and Terran from the central government facilities here in Dantooine. If you have any need of my services, please do not hesitate to talk to me. I have already retrieved some information from the archives on Calder Nedic, Rickard Lcof, and Handen Gould. I have also had time to examine the body of Mr. Nedic. Is there any information you require?
What did you find out about the body?
My preliminary analysis of the body indicates that he was killed approximately 3 hours ago by a single energy blast to the torso. Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about the planes.
These planes are life wild animals, not all of them benign. The Irias are mostly docile, but can easily be prevented with violence. Cathounds, on the other hand, are much more deadly. There have been over 35 catalogue attacks on settlers by cathounds in the last 2 weeks. A general advisory was given out 3 days ago to carry a weapon at all times when on the plains. Small farms and holdings dot the plains and can provide safe refuge for those in need. Is there any other information you need?
All questions later.
Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Alrighty, let's talk to Handen Gould.
Greetings. You must be assisting Master Baluk in his investigation. I'm Handen Gould. Perhaps you've heard of me?
No.
Well, I presume you wish to hear my story, then. I shall tell you, of course, but there's not much to it. I'm sure that you'll agree that Rickard is quite obviously guilty of murder. You see, I was out here running earlier today. Yes, running. I do that a lot. Can't stand speeders, never use them. Keeps me in shape, too, you know. Anyway, I was out running on the other side of that bridge there, and all of a sudden I heard a shot coming from over here. I ran over and found this man Calder lying on the ground, dead.
Did you see the killer?
And I saw Rickard come skulking out of the shadows of the rock south of the river, and I knew something was wrong. I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave right away. Well, there. That's my story. Now, please hurry this up and arrest Rickard so I can get on with my day.
Hey, I'm gonna save this. Just to be safe. 7:49. All right, now we'll talk to this guy.
Another Jedi, huh? Helping that Twi'lek investigate, no doubt. He seems stumped. I'm Rickard Lcof. Maybe you can figure this out and let me get out of here.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I was out hunting Irias when I spotted one over here by the bridge. I pull out my rifle and aim at it. I couldn't see it that well, mind you, because the damn sun was in my eyes. So I shoot it and it drops. I walk over here and find Handen standing over Calder's body. So why don't you get this whole farce over with and send that whiner Handen to the prison he belongs in?
That doesn't help me. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Something I can do to help with you? I want to discuss the murder. So at the beginning, if you find the truth behind each of the puzzle, will no doubt. Handen said that he was nearby and heard a shot and ran over, only to find Calder already dead. He said Rickard came out of the shadow of the rocks holding a blaster in his hands. Rickard said that he was hunting areas, saw one through the glare of the sun and shot at it. Suppose that Rickard may have shot Calder accidentally and Handen may have found the body. That seems a very unlikely explanation. It's more likely that at least one of them is lying. Obviously one of these men is not telling you something. Where does the truth lie? Who the hell is lying? I think... Why do you believe that? It was cloudy. There was no sun glare. It was very cloudy this morning. If it had happened as Rickard said, the sun would not have been visible at the time of the killing. Seemed to have caught Rickard in a bit of a lie. Seems I was correct in assuming you to help me with this case. This lie doesn't prove Rickard is guilty, but I think you have taken the first step in unraveling this mystery. Proceed on the next point. We need to find a motive for the killing. Maybe you should talk to the men about their relationship with the victim. Is there anything else you need? I'll remain here while you question the witness. Alrighty, we'll talk to this idiot again.
How can I be of further assistance?
Did you know the victim?
I knew him a little bit, but I was not any sort of great friend to him or anything. I never really associated with him that much. In truth, I didn't really want to. He had a reputation. Very inconsiderate of family, I heard.
Yeah,
but
whose family?
Merely having heard unkind things about someone wouldn't make me want to kill him.
Yeah. It's a little more than that. No one says you killed him. Yet.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit agitated. Why must we remain here? Can't you see that Rickard must have shot him?
No. I want to ask you something else.
How can I be of further assistance?
Why would somebody want to kill him?
Well, you see, Calder was involved in some pretty sordid business from time to time. More often than not, I've heard. Disreputable business practices, even more disreputable clients. I've even heard he had dealings with a hut here on Dantooine. Now, I bet you're wondering if I had any reasons to kill the man, but I tell you, I hardly knew him. I saw him once or twice, yes, and I've heard some pretty unkind things about him, but certainly nothing that would make me want to kill him.
Again, I want to ask you something else.
How can I be further...
why were you out here?
I was taking my daily constitutional. I just happened to be running by when I heard a shot. I ran over and found Calder's body lying there.
Do you often run around the plains?
Yes, quite often. I generally prefer running to anything else. Can't stand speeders. A healthy body will breed a healthy mind, as I always say.
You're holding your side. Are you injured?
Injured? No, of course not. Why would I have been? Fit as a bantha. I run. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Huh.
How can I be of further assistance?
Nothing more right now?
Of course. Listen, if you need any...
Now let's talk to Rickard and see what he's got to say.
So, what do you want to know?
Did you know the victim?
Yeah, I knew him. Hell, we've known each other for a good long time. Doesn't mean I really have to have liked the slimeball. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on him. Especially now that he's dead. We actually got along pretty well most of the time. We just had our differences. We were actually business partners. We were involved in some orbit-to-ground transport operations for Aerotech. Can I leave now? I should probably be the one to give the news to his wife.
No.
So, what do you want to know?
Why were you out here?
I told you already, didn't I? Was hunting some areas. Haven't seen many in the area recently, what with those calf hounds acting up. But they're still around. Was in my blind a little south of here when I spotted one, like I said before. I shot and pow! It went down. But when I come over here, there's Handen standing over the body and the Iriaz was gone. Now, I don't have nothing to do with this, so can I go now?
No.
So, what do you...
Why would someone want to kill him?
You Jedi are so predictable, always seeing some greater purpose behind everything, when the simple answer is usually the right one. Can't you see that it must have been Handen? I found him standing over the damned body. I don't know why this is causing you so much trouble. You almost seem as lost as this Baluk guy.
Blow me! I want to ask you something else.
So, what do you want?
Baluk said you were limping. Are you hurt?
Well, I kind of sprained my ankle running through the bush before I found the body, but it's nothing that serious.
That's all for now. Alright, maybe I can talk to the droid, see if there's anything new.
Is there any other
What can you tell me about KotOR and Handen?
The Southwood Speeder rental business has records that over the past several weeks, a speeder had been rented by Mr. Nettic and Mr. Gould. Is there any other information
He doesn't...
you need?
See, the thing that's funny about that, he doesn't ever talk to the guy, and he doesn't like speeders. So, see? 2 lies right there. What can you tell me about KotOR and Rickard?
According to the municipal authorities near the Garang spaceport, there had been news of violent drunken activity in a cantina attached to the port. Apparently, a Mr. R. Lcof was making accusations at a Mr. C. Nettic about cheating him in a business deal. Jedi Tuka was dispatched to the scene and restored order. Is there any other information you need? My prelim...
Alrighty, yeah. No. Alrighty, I'll have more later. Alright, let's go talk to Buddy over here. Yes, something I can help you with. I want to discuss the murder. You know, Rickard lied about sun blinding while he was shooting. More to go on. Let's examine the relationship of each man with the victim. Handen told me he barely knew the victim. On the other hand, Rickard and victim were business partners. However, according to Rickard, they got along quite well. On the surface, neither man seems to have a motive for killing him. Handen is lying. He had rented a speeder with KotOR. This shows that he did, in fact, know the victim. This hardly accounts as motive for murder. I'm afraid I can't accept your judgment on this point. If you're unable to deduce the facts in this case, I will have to take these men to the Enclave. No, I got it. Don't worry. Let me try something else. Rickard is lying. He's getting on my nerves. They had a fight over business matters. KotOR was cheating him, things could escalate. That certainly is a motive for murder. The case is taking shape, however, you mustn't jump to any quick conclusions. Perhaps we should now focus on the murder weapon itself. You might want to see the information the witnesses and then the information droid can provide about the blaster found near the body. Anything else you need? Okay. Well, anyway, he was still lying about it. Shut up. Let's talk to him first.
Is there any other information?
Tell me what the weapon found at the scene.
We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample other than the fact it did not belong to KotOR. Is there any other information you need?
Okay. No. So,
Very well. I will be here.
It's not KotOR's. It's one of these two.
How can I be of further assistance?
We'll say this. You knew KotOR better than you admit. You entered a speeder bike with him.
I realize this must seem like a motive to you, but I assure you it isn't. I dislike KotOR, true. I would punch his face in, given the opportunity, but I would not kill him.
Punch his face in? Why?
My wife was cheating on me with him.
Uh-huh.
I slept in my own bed while I was in the next room.
That would piss me off.
As much as I may hate him for that, I could not kill him.
I would beat the shit out of him until he died.
For driving my wife away. I must try not to take the law into my own hands. I was just out running, trying to clear my head for the divorce proceedings, not stalking him to kill him. Running is not a crime.
Well, I see something else. What
Further...
do you know about the weapon found by the body?
That blaster was stolen from my house last week. I never knew what happened to it. I hardly have enough money to afford a single blaster, let alone another. I can't tell you how important it is to have a weapon on hand with all these ravenous cath hounds around. Even an Iriaz can take a man down if it gets in the mood. Every settler has a weapon. It's our most prized possession. I would most appreciate it if I could have that back after you determine that Rickard is the killer. How can I be of further assistance?
You wanted to kill KotOR for having an affair with your wife.
Knock his block off, maybe, sure, but not kill him. Oh my. I hope you don't find that incriminating. Normally I'm not prone to outbursts like that, but KotOR, Mr. Nettic, he was not a very nice person. Not a very nice person to me or my family. I had had my suspicions for several weeks, but had no proof until 2 days ago. It seems KotOR was seeing my wife. Right under my nose, no less.
God, that would piss me off.
Keep her, it's your own fault.
But
no.
As much as I may hate him, it may have been my own.
Yeah, I
was
heard this
just
shit.
out running.
Yeah, blah. That's all for now.
Of course.
That would drive me. I'm sorry.
So,
that really would.
What do you want to know?
You thought KotOR was cheating.
Now, I don't love KotOR, but we go back a long way. We run a suborbital shipping and
I know about that
We've been
shit.
partners in that business for well over 20 years, and we've been doing just fine the way we are.
There was bad blood between you.
Right. So, what do you want to know?
What do you know about the weapon found by the body?
That blaster? Never seen it before. Calder himself had a preference for Echani weaponry. He had this one really nice light blaster rifle that he always used. Always wished I could get myself a rifle like the one he had.
Echanis make delicate weapons with too little firepower. Lightweight stuff, if you ask me.
That blaster ain't it, though. Calder only had the one rifle, too, so he either must have borrowed that, or it's someone else's.
That's all for now.
Right.
Does the droid have anything else?
Is there any other information you...
Is there a report of Handen's blaster being stolen?
I am sorry, but I seem to be failing you. I have searched and searched, but I cannot seem to come up with anything at all. I thought to find the record of the missing weapon report Mr. Gould filed with the authorities, but there does not seem to be one. Is there any other...
No. He didn't.
Very well. I will...
Okay. Now let's go back to him. I'd like to discuss the murder. The blaster is Handen's. He lied about it being stolen. Kind of interesting, but I think we made it one final piece. There was a blood sample on the weapon that had been sent back for analysis just before you arrived. Perhaps you could acquire the information droid about it. Listen, you know, I may hear while you question the witnesses. Okay. Let's talk to the droid.
Is there any other information?
Tell me about the blood sample.
I have just received back an analysis of a sample of the blood found on the weapon. It had been sent back to the Enclave just before you arrived. The blood on the weapon is definitely not Calder's. Unfortunately, there was a bacterial contaminant in the sample that had been taken back to the laboratory, and it had become degraded. We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to Calder.
Of course not.
Is there any other... Very well.
Okay, let me see.
How can I be of further assistance?
No, I've already... There's nothing.
Of course.
So, what do you... Right.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna hit the save button now. Because... I know... I think this is where we finally accuse. Discuss the murder. The weapon does not belong to the victim, but I want to be thorough. What have you learned about the blood on the weapon? It did not belong to the victim. What must belong to one of the suspects, but which one? It's Handen's blood. He's clutching his side. Has been moving out since I arrived. Perhaps we should examine him a bit more closely.
Hey, what are you doing?
There's blood. Handen appears to suffer some sort of blast wound to his side.